Hello everyone, and welcome to Hill Street. Today's story is, Please Don't Go Into a Sensory Deprivation Tank by Addy0342T480. If you end up enjoying this story, please leave a like. And if you enjoy hearing stories from me, please subscribe and become a resident of Hill Street and let me know how I'm doing in the comments. Now, let's get to this nightmare. Bit of context. I'm sure you've heard of this new trend going around, sensory deprivation tanks. Basically, you pay a stupid amount of money to get naked and shoved into a bathtub full of salt in pitch black darkness to cure whatever ails you. I thought, why the hell not? It was my day off, and I've been under stress at work. Bad idea. Everything started off pretty smooth. I arrived for my appointment and got led into this room and given an iPad with a bunch of instructions. Shower first, remove all clothing, hop in, and feel your worries float away. So I did just that. The first 10 minutes were me trying to find my balance and bumping into the walls of the tub, but I eventually settled down and started to relax. I choose the option to have all the lights off and no music, so it was just me alone with my thoughts. Brilliant idea. I started to see what I can only describe as flashing colored lights as I started to feel my entire body tingle, then go completely numb. I felt as if I couldn't move as the flashing lights slowly faded back to black. That was when I began to feel my body sinking. I tried to rationalize that I was literally in a bathtub a few inches deep, filled with more salt than the Dead Sea, but I just continued to sink. All of a sudden, it was like I flipped and I was staring at myself in the dark, lying in the water, motionless. I felt as if I was stuck. I couldn't make it back down to my body. It was like trying to go underwater in a salt pool. Every time I tried, I just kept floating back to where I was. I felt something grab my shoulder and I nearly jumped out of my skin. I turned around and saw nothing. I looked back down at myself, still asleep in the water. Turned around again. Then everything went dark. I could no longer see myself, and it was all black. Hello. It was a child's voice that sounded eerily similar to mine. I kept trying to find whatever it was in the dark, but it came up empty-handed. Hello? I started to move forward in the dark, in search of the source of the voice, until I started to make out a human shape in front of me. I grabbed its shoulder, and it felt as if I was grabbing my own. I jolted around to look behind me to see, well, me. Now this me was very different. She was young, probably around 9 or 10. She even had the blonde hair I had when I was little, wearing a little pair of jean overalls and a white t-shirt. I didn't feel afraid. I was strangely calm because this was me. I crouched down to her level. Where am I? I asked, somehow thinking that a 10-year-old me would have some clue to what was going on. You're finally back, she said. What do you mean back? Do you want to see something cool? Young me asked. Sure, 'cause why the hell not, right? Not like I was going to sit in this dark place for the rest of time. Little me grabs my hand and leads me further into the darkness. I suddenly arrived to another dark place, with all I can describe as an eye in the center. It was almost as if it was emitting a dull light. sort of like how a TV illuminates a living room at night. It was just staring forward into the darkness, blinking every once in a while. "What is this?" I asked. "It's the eye." I stared blankly at my younger self, waiting for her to continue. "What's the eye?" "It sees everything, but it also takes everything," younger me replied, while staring admiringly at the eye. "Takes everything? What do you mean?" "It takes the energy back at the end. You can't keep the energy you were given. That was a gift from the eye." "Wait, the energy I was given?" I asked, more confused. "We were all given energy from the eye when we were sent down there to the plane," she said, finally looking at me. "Wait, the plane? Do you mean Earth?" "Yes, the plane. Oh, watch this," she whispered excitedly. All I can describe it as was steam with shining lights within, it slowly making its way from the floor into the eye. The eye shut its, eye, as it almost inhaled this glowing steam. "What's that?" "The eye just took back energy." Just as I was about to ask another question, the eye suddenly turned to look at me, staring right at me. "You have to leave. I'm not allowed to be showing you this. Go," little me said hurriedly. I started to feel faint and weak, almost drained. That's when I noticed it. The same steam I saw the eye taking was flowing out of me, slowly drifting towards the eye that was still staring at me. I almost felt the anger flowing out of it, aimed directly at me. I started trying to move, but it felt as if I was almost stuck in a thick sludge. Every step, every movement was harder than the last. I started feeling lightheaded, like I was about to pass out. I tried harder to move, but fell forward, and I was back in the water. I thrashed around in the water, trying to get to the side of the pool, all the while inhaling the salty water and gagging uncontrollably, feeling as if I was about to pass out. "Thank you for floating with us. We hope to see you again soon," the mechanical voice of the speaker kept repeating. I hurried out of the pool and went straight back to my car. The entire drive home, I was in tears, freaking out. I still feel nauseous even as I write this. I have no clue what that eye was or what it meant. So please, for the love of God, don't go into a sensory deprivation tank.